time for another Power Play show with Coach Frenchy, Andrew Lepage, ENORTAP, and Michael DiVellano. It's time, Power Play show. Here we go. We are back for another Power Play show special evening with the Let's Talk Habs with the co-host directly from the beautiful Sunshine State in Florida, Coach Frenchy back in the house, and we have to go all the way to the north to find the co-host of the evening, Mr. ENORTAP, in the house tonight.
Hello, Coach. Happy Saturday to everyone in Hockey Nation. Great to be here.
Absolutely. July 30, Mr. ENORTAP, at 24. Now we have about 27 more hours before the end of the July. Honestly, that's where we're at. And tonight we're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to reviewing, Mr. ENORTAP, July. And we're going to see what they did so far. Honestly, you have the NHL draft. We have the UFA in the July 13. We have a couple of signatures around the Montreal Canadiens. And then we have a couple of trades, like I mentioned to you. And then we're going to talk about other team. We're going to see each division, which division getting better, which team get better on that division, like Atlantic. Like Montreal, compared to other team, I don't think so. Montreal makes some move to make them better because they don't have no money to spend everything on that. So go to reevaluate tonight. We're going to go with the flow on the Mr. ENORTAP. So that's what we're going to do tonight.
Absolutely, yeah.
Of course, everybody can ask a question. We're going to go through those questions a little bit later. And that's what we have in the program. And we're going to go all the way. Tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, 5 questions. By the way, we have to congratulate you for your great performance last night of the Twins, Mr. ENORTAP.
I've had a bad month and a half. It's the only night I had that was half decent.
We always remember the last game, Mr. ENORTAP.
Always the last period.
There we go. Yeah, so we don't remember when you are really bad. We only remember when you perform at your best. It was last night, 4-5. Congratulations. Tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, special 500 goal in NHL. 5 questions about the 500 goal. I have 2 good questions, so you'll be impressed about that one over there. I make some search. Right. I send my team to looking for questions. We have a special team. There are 2 people. We don't talk about them yet because it's too early. And but they are really, really good on questions. Some people don't like those questions, but I cannot do everything by myself, Mr. ENORTAP. It's impossible. So we need people helping me to get this channel better and better. Talking about this channel, Mr. ENORTAP, I want to talk about
it takes
better.
A village.
It's to always to get better with increasing the number of the insider inside of this Hockey Nation show. We start 2 years ago. We are right now 1 month before we celebrate, start the year number 3, Mr. ENORTAP, and celebrate 2 years. And we start with Michael DiVellano. That was the purpose at the beginning with Michael DiVellano. And then with time, we changed the concept a little bit. Michael left not because he does not want to leave, but because his job, everything like that. And I keep the flow all the way, Mr. ENORTAP. And then I started to add more people. And sometime Park the Monkey, but the monkey, honestly, now it's Park the Monkey, whatever it is. Anyway, he's a monkey at the end of the day. That's not a big thing. And he was, he came, everything like that. And then really the big jump, he came when you joined the Hockey Nation show as an insider of the hockey, of the show. It's called the warm-up show, honestly, at 6 o'clock p.m., 5 o'clock. And then we add Andrew Lepage at some point, like an insider. And then we starting to add moderator, the Adam Berger, Danny T. Then we have RJ Calabar as a helper, Yamu as a helper, and Jose Duarte, of course, and Michael stay in the team as an insider. But we try to increasing the number insider, Mr. ENORTAP. And tonight we have, for the first time, we have a new insider. He's going to cover the Montreal Canadiens a little bit, but he's going to cover, of course, all the the general in hockey around the league at some point. So he's going to see him a little bit later in the other show we have, everything like that. So I don't know if you're ready, Mr. ENORTAP, but are you
ready.
willing to sharing the screen and welcome as one new member
Absolutely.
of the Insider of the Hockey Nation Live show? Part of the Power Play show,
Absolutely.
honestly. That's what we are. And let's talk Habs. So why not welcome, ladies and gentlemen, directly from Ottawa, Mr. Marco Larrabee is in the house tonight. Welcome in the family of the Hockey Nation Live show, Marco.
Welcome, Marco.
Wow, very exciting. Thank you very much, Coach. Such a huge pleasure to have the opportunity to jump on with you guys. I've been following really closely over the last month or so after the draft, and just such a great community. I'm really excited to contribute in any way that I can. Really, really excited to help.
Well, we are proud and happy having you. Very grateful having you with us as a volunteering and take your time to be with us. You know, Mr. ENORTAP, when we find someone, we do some search. We do your homework. We go to resume, we go on where they work, what they did, and we did so many things. We don't know until we final cut. Like we go all the way to the end, and then we chop everything, and then so you know what? He's the man of the opposition thing, and that's what happening, Mr. ENORTAP. You've been there, Mr. ENORTAP. Yeah. That's what happened when we pick you up. Remember when we did all the search, Mr. ENORTAP, for days after days. We also called the president of the school department in Ontario to figure out, Mr. ENORTAP, what he did in the past. He said, "Look, here's a guy can wear any hat." And like a driver, like a goalies, like he's unbelievable. He knows the maths, he knows everything. So I said, all right, I'm going to get him, go give him a test. And he passed the test, and now he's still with me for about over 1 year. So Mr. ENORTAP, welcome again. We appreciate your time. And Marco, hopefully you're going to be like Mr. ENORTAP. I'm sure you will be. And we are really happy to having you. Mr. ENORTAP is to turn out. Tell me what you think about this.
Oh, this is a great acquisition. I've enjoyed in the past month the questions that Marco's put on the chat over the time, and you know what? It not to sound cliche-ish, but it takes a village, right, to develop and foster a channel like this, and you need people that contribute to it and to work well together. And the most important thing is to listen to our audience and see what they want to talk about and what questions they have. And I think what makes this channel special is that, Coach, you attend to all their questions. And I don't see that anywhere else in any other channel. They take selected questions once in a while, but here you go through the effort of, first of all, welcoming everybody. Second of all, trying to address the questions to the best of your knowledge and our knowledge, whatever small bit we bring to a piece of the pie. And I think that's what our friends on Hockey Nation like.
Thanks so much, Mr. ENORTAP. I appreciate a lot. But we would like to talk about you more, Mr. Marco. We have no time. So we won't talk about you no time. We have to calm you everything because now you're going to get out. You're worried. What the heck's going on? My husband is big head right now tonight because thinking,
I'm pretty fatigued out there.
We appreciate. We'll be back with you. Before we jumping after the welcome everybody, a bit of resume about what you know about hockey and that. So let's start with, first of all, we have the store, the franchise. By the way, have a conversation, Mr. ENORTAP, today with Bobby Baguette Donuts back in the house tonight.
Hey, Bobby, welcome.
Bobby Baguette Donuts.
Bobby is in Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. Live over there. A guy, Mr. ENORTAP, like our age, like 36 years old. And Bobby is in great shape, and he's ready to talk to us, and he's always with us. But Bobby said, look, if you come to Vegas, let me know. I'm going to have a big house, everything like that. So, Bobby, you did not know, but I thought it was for everybody in the chat. So, everybody want to go to Vegas, want to stay somewhere, you can stay with Bobby. It would be great. He always go open the door for us. Just tell them, like anything, like Mr. ENORTAP, discount Hockey Nation 50. And then you get 50%. You have the room and the back door. Maybe you have some dog. I don't know yet, but we'll see. But Mr. ENORTAP, ever you go to Vegas, now you have a location to stay And you can stay with
And-
Bobby back at
and we have
donuts.
the bus.
You wake up
We
in the
have the bus
morning
to carry
and all the
them all.
donuts are on the table. It's all free, Mr. Nota.
Sounds great.
I know you are excited about this, Mr. Nota. I'm sure Kelly, she is, because usually she go with Tim Horton. But it's another subject for another time. We have our friend Alan Barnes. He's in the house. And welcome back, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
We love you.
How's it going?
But we have Marco in the chat, but we're going to skip Marco, honestly. We have to go with James Bound, 007. The Hockey National Show is right now off for the weekend.
007.
James had no movies, nothing. He prepared for the new movies coming in August. James Bound, 007. Welcome back in the house, Vinny.
Hey,
Oh, we have Mr. Tag. Tag Z82. Welcome back, Mr. 82. Ça va très bien, mon Tag. Ça fait longtemps qu'on n'a pas parlé, mon homme, depuis que les Canadiens se sont fait éliminer. On t'a perdu, mais bien content de te revoir ce soir. Si tu as des questions, laisse-moi le savoir. Mets la lettre Q en avant de la question, puis on va te répondre, mon ami. Pas facile des fois parler en français et en anglais en même temps, but it is what it is. Miss Kelly in the house tonight.
hey, Kelly.
And we have Iho Shabunia. Welcome back. He came from
Welcome.
Hawaii. He was on the vacation last weekend. And directly from Utah, Mr. Rondwick Kings 20. Welcome back, Mr. LA Kings fans.
Hey, Ron. How's it going?
I don't know he's back at home, but we know he was in Aspen, Snowmass. He was at Buttermilk during the week. Hopefully he's back at home with visit his family for the weekend. Mr. Steve G, Denver, Colorado.
Welcome.
Moderator assistant captain of the Hockey National Show. Welcome back from upstate New York, Mr. Jose Duarte.
How's it going, Jose?
South of the Toronto, Mr. ENORTAP. You just wave him from behind you, and you're going to see Jose about this one. That is exactly as the one over there. When will Michael and Drew return to panel? Kelly, maybe not because I'm leaving August 14. Well, the channel will be done the 14 or 15. I'm leaving the 16. So I think Michael will be back when Andy Sutton's coming. And I think it was August 4, Kelly. I don't know. He's the one organized that, Kelly. So anyhow, and Andrew's still on vacation. Andrew makes some comments on the video. So great to see Andrew. Look like he's doing well about this one. Our friend William McClary. Welcome back in the house, William.
Hey, William. How's it going?
Hey, William.
Oh, notre ami. Welcome back, Mr. Jerry. Welcome, Jerry. Thanks to see you tonight.
Welcome, Jerry.
And out that, Bobby said, better start making donuts right now. So here we go. So delivery some. We have a Spooky can deliver some donuts at some point. Alan Bayako from Kentucky. Welcome back. And the chat and the house tonight. Alan Bayako.
How's it going, Alan? Welcome.
Professional Pro Bowler between February to March. That's pretty much it. That's the season. I don't know what's going on, but that's what he said to us. He played only 6 weeks and looked like he have a better year, but we did not know what's happening with his bowling, Mr. ENORTAP. We never gave up. We never follow up with his situation. Something we have to follow up. And talk about Mr. Alan Vianco, Mr. ENORTAP. We have prayer, everything for all the people in Kentucky with all the flooding. Over 25 to 28 people right now die about the flooding. Some kids. So a really bad story. And it's not many like when they flooded, couple, but not. It's really bad right now in Kentucky. And the ring is constantly more rings coming the next couple of days. So the best for the people in the Kentucky area. And prayer for everybody over there. Yann Gionnet, le retour de la maison d'Hockey National Show. Mr. Yann Gionnet. Welcome back.
How's it going, man?
And from San Leonard, Franco Iacono. Welcome back.
Hey, Franco. How's it going?
His bag of cannoli. Maybe he's cooking.
Cannoli.
920 Franco. Hopefully the bottle of wine is on the table already. because people will be like, 9 o'clock, come on, buddy. He's starting to be late now. Where's the wine here? Bring the white, bring the red, bring something on the table, Franco. Welcome back, Franco. By the way, Franco is a big fan of the Montreal Canadiens. By the way, I know in ENORTAP you said something. I cut you, but tell me what you said.
I said, if he's having cannolis, it's dessert time. Dinner is over.
That's maybe the dessert or the next thing. Maybe prepare the dinner for tomorrow night, the leftover. Who knows what could happen about this one over there. But we have Mr. Here we go. Bobby said cannoli bean. Is it bien? Is it well?
Bene. Good.
Bene.
There we go. Let's speak all the language.
Very
We
good.
autocorrect everything. Bring it all the way. And I come from Sweden. Loving the show. Jerry, welcome back. I'm from Sweden. After 7 Manberg, Jerry, you're another one from Sweden. Talking about Sweden, Mr. ENORTAP, Finland is beside, and usually Yamo is with us, Yamo Vertanen, but we never hear, what is his last name? He starts with an E. Ivedo? No. What's the guy who was from, he went to the service.
Vallejo.
There we go. Vallejo. Hopefully he's doing well. We wish the best for him. We know he was on a 6-month service after he left. He was a great guy with us, Mr. ENORTAP. He showed up many times, and we think about him. And then we last talk about Sweden. Nicholas right now is maybe, off season. But we think about those kind of people, Mr. ENORTAP. The people show up during the year, as well as summertime. We think about this, like our friend Johnny. I don't know what happened. Hopefully, Johnny's doing well. I know Johnny is not young, and hopefully Johnny Golden been with us for months about the Montreal Canadiens. Hopefully Johnny's doing well. And we never heard Michael, what was last name?
Rubenstein.
Never heard about this also, about this. Mon Yann, on a ouvert le budget, mon Yann. On a amené plus de monde. On a un sponsor. On rouvre la machine. On dit, hey, go. Put more money. We cut the money of ENORTAP, and then we put the money to Marco, Jan. So everybody look like happy right now. So it's about sharing, Jan. About
the
this.
Wealth.
We are 6'5" coach, bowling team. Oh, 6'5" Alan. That's a great year for you guys. Alan, after he did not make the cut last year, had a very difficult year. But he practiced all year long. Remember, Mr. ENORTAP, he was 2 times per week.
Oh, yeah.
He was on the night to throw the ball. And I think he had a couple of twists on the wrists make him better. I don't know. His wife, he ran very good, by the way. But there's another subject for another time, Mr. ENORTAP. You're really talented in bowling. Is it the small one or the big one, Mr. ENORTAP, about the ball and the bowling?
Well, there's 2 types. I assume he's talking about 10-pin.
But I'm talking about you.
Oh, me? For me?
Yeah, you have a long career in the bowling. I think it was 3 months. But what kind did you use?
10-pin.
There we go. That's what I thought. I was not sure.
The large ball.
Yeah, that's a good one.
See, I don't know you very well, but you seem like a large ball kind of guy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right about this. Talking about large ball, talking about big ball, talking about Texas. Welcome back, Mr. Jose.
Hey, Joseph, welcome.
Everything is big in Texas about this. By the way, Alan said the flood is about 50 miles east of him about this, and it's really bad, Alan said. So hopefully everything is better for sure, Mr. Alan. Jerry, it's not really thinking of getting Dubois. I'm so tired to hear his name. That guy wasn't just like Dwayne. The good news, Jerry, it's not going to happen right now. So it looked like saying he signed his contract. We don't hear his name less more. He have a press conference. You got 1 to 2 days after that, Jerry. Now look like it's more calm about this. You're absolutely right about this. It was not the big thing about this. Franco said, grand pas for everyone. Here we go, Franco. Our friends ENORTAP, RJ Calabro, sport schedule game NHL hockey update directly from New Jersey. RJ is happy, smiling because Aaron Judge, the baseball is number 40, slammed the ball over the fence again. RJ
Watch out for the Blue
smiling
Jays.
about this one over there. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's just ESPN, go through my notification about this one over there. That look like I have a lot of trade Costello and you know, Patti
I
Costello,
think
something like that. I don't
he's
know.
got 1 day
Seattle,
left.
Cincinnati. I don't know. I don't follow baseball, but it's okay because RJ he's happy about that one over there. Bobby, Nick apporte généralement toujours le coach de vin. Et voilà. You're absolutely right, Bobby, about this one over there. I used a 15 pounds ball, and it's a 10-pin, coach. My average is 136 this year. Congratulations, Alan. You're increasing your average about this. Honestly, hopefully you're going to finish strong your year, and I think you're still in the game about this. There you go. It's time to get Woodlight to sleep in the house. Welcome, Mr. Woodlight.
Going.
Back in the house, Zev the Cab, after a couple of days off. Zev, hopefully you're doing well, and July was great for you, Mr. Zev. Glad to see you in the house tonight. Mr. ENORTAP, we go through all the way to the top to the bottom, and that's where we at this moment at 9:25.
We have one more, Coach.
We appreciate Marco for your show tonight. We are done now. We're leaving. Just kidding about this one over there. Mr. ENORTAP.
One more. We have regrets from our captain moderator, who unfortunately can't be with us tonight because he has no internet, and he's very sorry because he would have loved to seen Marco tonight, but he says to send his apologies and that he'll be with us as soon as he can.
Well, that's a really good reminder to remind people that they can always watch this live stream later and share it with all their friends and family on Facebook and on Twitter. Yeah, absolutely. So
that's
Danny
a great
will watch
one
it
about this one over there, and we wish the best for Danny. I don't know his power. I don't know what's going on over there.
He moved
we wish the best for Mr. Danny T. We see him the next couple of days for sure about this one there. He should go for Roger. Roger, I'm sure you have internet. Montreal Canadiens never lose internet, Mr. ENORTAP. So
never.
Like Danny should go to Roger right now and go from there, and he could find that way over there. And thank you, Moderator. Well, Alan, last year we were 2-12. That's happened. Improvement, Alan. That's the key behind that one over there. And Mr. ENORTAP, we have some update right now. Final score: Detroit 3, Toronto Blue Jays 5, and the Kansas City Royals 2, and the New York Yankees 8. Final score of the Major League Baseball. Because he did not pay his internet, Zev said about this one over there. I don't know. Talking about the greatness, talking about Mr. Roger Delaney back in the house. Roger?
Hey, Roger, the master. How are you?
Roger is a member, a supporter of the Hockey National Show. Thanks so much, Mr. Roger, to be there. We did that. Because we go to jumping on the Montreal Canadiens the next couple of minutes. Mr. Marco, we talked about this earlier. Maybe describe a little bit for the people who know you. I should put the name on there. I did not know time. But you know what? Of course, coach is already. It's just at the wrong place. That's happened. And I'm happy right now because now ENORTAP a little bit too far away. So I feel better now. So anyhow, tell me a little bit more, Mr. Marco, about you. And, we know what you can bring because I know your story. But sharing for the people in the chat for a couple of minutes.
For sure. Again, huge honor to join the team here. And listen, what I bring is just tireless hockey researching. I have a full-time job, but I still find miraculously I find a way to read and watch about hockey all the time and try to learn as much as I can. So what I hope to bring here is if you don't have 3 hours a day to be following Twitter, reading every single insider thing that's out there, then maybe I can kind of save you some time and bring you some of the things that I've learned. I'm a huge Habs fan. It's something that runs in my family through many years. I'm from Ottawa, but maybe if the Senators would have put a stadium that wasn't in the middle of nowhere, maybe people in my generation would have started watching them. But so it kind of runs in the blood, bleu, blanc, et rouge in the blood. So for me, the biggest turning points of when I became a Habs fan was 1985-86 when St. Patrick kind of came onto the scene. I was a pretty young kid, but used to beg my parents to stay up and watch the games. And so really passionate about everything. And and really excited. Coach, like you bring so much to the table. You're so awesome with everybody in the community. So anything that I can add and bring to the table to bring people some opinions. I'm not really good at guessing. I'm sure you're going to try to get me to guess and predict many things, but I
We're
try to
not
look
good.
at
We're not good.
analytics. Yeah, we're never good at
No.
guessing, but I'll do my best. But really excited, and yeah, should be fun.
Thank you so much. We are very glad having you with us for sure. By the way, when you talk about when the Stanley Cup 85, 86, that's not when ENORTAP was born for the second time. He was born before that, but
The
he
second
was
time.
reborn in 85 about that. Mr. ENORTAP,
Absolutely.
anything to add?
No, I want to reiterate, welcome, Marco. It's definitely a pleasure having you on board.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
A great news now, Yann. So félicitations, bienvenue. And he speaks French and English like me. His English better to mine, but it's all good. No worry. And ENORTAP correct me all the time. And ENORTAP give me a lesson every morning for 15 minutes. Tell me what I can be better. So, like I said, ENORTAP does all the stuff. Roger, you are very appreciated. Do a great job for the chat. Thanks so much, Roger, sharing. Talk about classy people, talk about greatness, talk about good people in the chat. Roger is another one. Like, it's amazing, Roger. And this channel, guys, it go from 75 all the way to the 12, 13, 14, and then Roger is one of the oldest in the chat, and he told us about his age, and which I appreciate Roger still. And the key behind this, if we can bring the passion, or someone maybe lose the passion, like I will give you an example, like Roger Bouchard Butch. He would tell me one time, he said, look, I lost the passion, but because of this channel, I came back to loving again the Montreal Canadiens, and love back and get in the game. So we can do that, and we're not expert. We just love the game. We're not just sharing. We could be right, wrong, it's not matter. It's like 40 people in the living room together, and we're just sharing about hockey, everything like that. And if something's going wrong, but we have Danny the police, so we have protection, everything like that. So that's what's happening about this one over there. But first of all, we have a question for Jeffrey. Jeffrey back in the house tonight. Jeffrey, big fans of the Montreal Canadiens. Is starting waiting for the ad to make the trade. Who is going where and when? The latest, all three so-called injury players. Mr. ENORTAP, first one to answer that one.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you have to have patience, Jeffrey. Right now, a lot of the hockey world is in wait-and-see mode. Some are on holidays, some of the GMs and offices, so things will progress slowly. There isn't much salary cap out there except for maybe 3 or 4 teams. In terms of Montreal, actually, I was telling Coach this today, and it was built on something he said yesterday when he mentioned that Hoffman would look good if he went to Edmonton. And I thought, why not throw Armia in the mix, and we get Dyson Barrie, and we address our right-handed defenseman problem for the next 2 years because he's still on the contract, and we make just over $3 million we save on the salary cap. And then you can go ahead and sign Primo and Dirk Kirby Doc with that money.
Marco, anything to add?
Yeah, well, listen, Jeremy, I agree. It's a frustrating time of year. You're refreshing your Twitter every 30 seconds, hoping that Mike Hoffman's going to get traded. You're disappointed every 30 seconds. But yeah, it's one of those times of the year where GMs are at the lake and everything else. But I think we've been pretty lucky, actually. It's been a lot busier of a summer than other summers that we've had. So, I think we have to be thankful for that. Friday evening, massive trade, Kachuk versus Huberdeau. That was kind of a early Christmas present. But yeah, listen, I totally get your frustration, but there's not that much urgency to lose for Montreal to dump some of that cap. We know that Carey Price is probably going to start the year on long-term injured reserve, probably Byron as well. So there's a little bit of flexibility there, but I know that Hughes and Gordon, if there's any opportunity to do anything, I think they will, but they're not really big fans of sweetening the pot by, holding money or kind of giving away assets. Listen, I think I've been pretty vocal on the chats here that I would give one of my fingers away to trade Hoffman at this point, because he makes it so hard for me to watch the games and enjoy the games. But I think they're a lot more patient than me, and that's probably why they have that job.
Yeah, that's a great comment about this. Because when you're talking about the Hoffman, every time that I was thinking about, we should do a show this week, Mr. ENORTAP and Marco, about which players piss you off. Like, you always are one player on every, like, you always one like you don't like. It's whatever they do, you don't like that players, right? And like Andrew, Jonathan Drouin example, like Andrew cannot handle Jonathan Drouin. So we have always one player, right? You know what I mean? So that's another subject. And by the way, Mr. Luciano Graziano, Mr. ENORTAP, he bring me all the kind of ID for the continents every night. So I love, just want to share with you. We have a few people, Mr. Marcos, welcome you every time like that. So I don't want to go all the way. I did the time you talk about this. But Franco said, no guessing, Marco, because especially during the quiz, the coach quiz, don't do that. It's not going to be great for you. Talking about Sweden earlier, our friend Jerry, Mr. ENORTAP, why not to welcome Stefan Manberg from North of Sweden. Welcome back, Stefan. First of all, Marco, Stefan, he was one of the top 50 subscriber 3 years ago. With Yamo from Finland, and Stefan has always been around. Unfortunately, the last 12 months, he increasing his business, Sport Bob, bar every night. So he's go to bed at 3, 4 o'clock morning. What it is right now, 2 o'clock possible. So, but he's always show up. He loved the Sweden players like Leonard and all the Sweden players. So at least he pop up sometime. I just want to appreciate Stefan what you did at the beginning. We understand you're busy anyway, Stefan. So. Thanks so much anyway. Would like to sleep. He said, do you think at some time you can have someone that is a Leaf fan or your panel? Don't shoot that. It will happen one day. It will just try to find the right one. That's the problem. Mr. Would like. A lot of people are fan and then they got discouraged and they disappear. But we will do the best to find someone, a good one for you at some point. Or you can talk about the Leaf or any other team at any time. We only put the Saturday night like a Let's Talk ad, but it's not only Montreal. We can talk about anything else, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a problem. Bobby, question. Do you think the Canadiens should contact the Golden Knights and see if they want to give any more players away like Ziski for future consideration?
That'd be nice. The problem is we don't have any cap either, though, right? So you can only accept gifts if you have room to actually welcome them, right? So that's you can remember, Coach. I think we talked about, we were all really critical about Ron Francis and his entry draft, right? His expansion draft. But from the beginning, he said he wanted to weaponize his cap space. And I was the first to admit too, I wasn't a huge fan about how he dealt with that, but he's definitely weaponized his cap space, and he's open for business now.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, he make an opportunity like Anaheim did with John Klingberg, right? He pick up a big contract, $7 million. He's going to be there for 5 months, and then you're going to trade him at the trade deadline, pick up something. That's the only thing I would say to you. Francis missed that opportunity last season. He could pick a couple of contracts at 7. Like, imagine Tarasenko last season. He picked him.
Yeah.
Plain Saddle, who would like to get him last February? A lot of teams would give him a first-round pick in return. So that's what I'm talking about, Ron Francis. But I have to give him a credit, maybe the top 5 best team of season so far in NHL with signature and trade. And he got a great gift for Columbus with Bijak Strand for sure about this. Yeah. Curtis, welcome aboard, Mr. Curtis. I believe it's the first time. If not, welcome back. Yep. Mike Hoffman had to go. Jeffrey, hey, Curtis, do that welcome. Piss off show. Tell me one on there. The show, it was great, very good. Mr. Mark P. Welcome back, Mark. Thanks for joining us tonight. Who is going to be named the next captain? Both of you, and so back to back. Let's start with Mr. ENORTAP.
Probably Suzuki. It would be my guess. I wouldn't go that route. I would have probably given it to Edmondson for a couple years, just so Suzuki gets to sort of gain a little bit more confidence and then hand it over. But it looks like it's going to go to Suzuki.
Man, I hate to agree with ENORTAP, or else this will get boring. But yeah, I think yeah, like the whole PR team has encircled Suzuki this summer. He's been in Montreal all summer. He's all the events, so all the signs are pointing that way. I would imagine usually the way Montreal does these things is at the golf tournament is usually when they would announce something like that. So, but I agree. I would have probably liked a bit of a buffer there. It's going to be a lot of pressure. We've seen it before when you have kind of your star offensive player be the captain. But I wouldn't compare it to Pacioretty, because that was always my criticism of Pacioretty is when he didn't score, he wasn't really bringing anything else to the team, in my opinion. So Suzuki is a more complete player. So if, let's say, he goes on a bit of a dry spell, he can still do other things, still stand up in the room and be a leader, right? So I think it would have been a good idea to have a bit of a buffer, but I understand why they're going to give it to Suzuki.
It makes sense. You said Suzuki, everything like that. Percent like Jeff Gordon, Ken Hughes been higher. They always surprise everybody. They always go outside the box. So don't be surprised a name we don't talk. Like we expect maybe Suzuki, Anderson, or Edmondson, a possible Gallagher, everything like that. I don't know.
Mike Hoffman.
Maybe go with Mike Madison. I would not be surprised. Like because they feel like someone like maybe have that kind of already experience. And I think the one is going to be there for the next 4 or 5 years is really Mike Madison. I just said we never know what he can set up. So logically, Suzuki, but possible to have a name we don't think yet and pop up at some point. But for me, I
to
expect
borrow
that
from
one
the Marc Bergevin era, expect the unexpected.
Yeah, absolutely right about this one over there. Jeffrey said, put Drouin, Gallagher, and Price et Biron on the long-term injury list until the car come home. About this one over there.
No, you don't want to do that either.
Yeah,
you
too
don't
many
want
people over
to
there.
handcuff yourself.
Franco, coach is right. Player has pissed me off. Our player who play at my level, yet pay unnecessary jealousy about development is going to blame. Glad to see you, Ab. Finally, take care of the development. Yes, my video today about the development a lot. I put a couple of information about who they get and everything like that. I like the plan. I like how they are going right there. Everything like that. And what about Mr. Luciano Graziano with the number 10, Guy Lafleur? Good evening, everyone. Tribune Guy Lafleur tonight. Sam, we are talking about the Habs. Thanks so much. And we have the cup of Guy Lafleur. Welcome back, Luciano.
Salut.
Will Chicago trade Jonathan Toews and Kane before September to be the cap complaint?
I doubt before. Maybe one of them might before September, depending on what they get in return. But I suspect it'll be more during the course of the year or even at trade deadline time, once salary caps start to open up a little bit for teams and they know where they are. Like you could be putting a player or two on LTIR, which opens up that cap space for them to go after someone like Kane.
I don't think Chicago has too much worries about being cap compliant, but listen, there's some buzz around Patrick Kane. There's no question about that. There's some conversations about Dallas Stars out there. There's a lot of good potential destinations. Elliot Friedman had a very interesting concept around Jonathan Toews, where you would have to have almost 3 teams involved to really make it work. Where one team is holding a part of this. It's like a weird telephone game of holding salaries, and it gets very complicated when you get to doing that. But there's no question that they're going to need to do something, because when you have somebody who's as influential as somebody like that in your locker room, I'm sure Jonathan Toews is a pro and he'll still be a pro, but it's just never a good thing to have someone that's not part of your program, right?
You're absolutely right. I think it's not Chicago. The problem is that the team one Tays have to give something back to Arizona or to Anaheim, example. And Chicago it will lose a little bit advantage to get losing a lower package deal because you have to be sure Tays go somewhere else at the same time. So about this, I would say like yesterday, I think they should, if a team running after Kane, why not to get him right away in October and not wait in February so you can have all the year long to get there and then prepare for his upcoming year after that to figure out. I think if I was GM, I would call Davidson and say, look, I would like to have Patrick Kane. Can we talk to Kane to know if he would like to sign with us the next contract, for example, for the 3 years, 2 years, whatever it is. I think that would be another way to negotiate with Chicago, then come back with them, say, look, we can, that kind of trade, everything like that. It will be interesting to follow. Great question about this one. And Jeffrey. And with too many winger, Roger said, yeah, we have on my
11.
Today I put 15 players on the roster forward right now, with including Slavkovsky, right? And -4 equal 11 winger. And usually when you have 8, 9, and usually it's always been 13, 7, 2 goalies, right? So it could be 13, 8, and 2 goalies, but we'll be interesting how the Montreal Canadiens are going to act about this one over there. Luciano bring a point here. My personal opinion is for the Habs to wait another year or maybe 2 to pick a captain, see comment those work out with, over the next 3 seasons.
I think they've already publicly said that they're going to be doing it, but
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I would agree with that statement, at least 1 year, but it looks like they want to go this route. And
I'm going to surprise you, but I would not be surprised they gave it to Gallagher.
I think, and that's all the more reason to wait a year, because you want to see if Gallagher can rebound from the kind of year
because I follow what you said, Luciano, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about transition. So they know he may be not stay there for a long time, and the transition to give 1 or 2 years more experience to Suzuki to grow and to learning and to get around, it will not hurt anything to get Gallagher for 1 or 2 years. You know already, all of us, we know he's not going to be there for 7, 8 years. That will remove. I feel like Suzuki is going to get so much pressure with the money salary. He's going to hear this all the time. At the point, maybe get disturbed. Why to add one more pressure already at 23 years old? Why not to give Gallagher? He can pick it up. And you know what? If he's leaving, it's not end of the world. And he's a guy right now, after Price has the most year with the Montreal Canadiens. It would not, my point, it would not hurt. It was just a good transition, good transition between the next after that should be Suzuki. Like I said, outside the box, I would not be surprised to go that way.
You know what? Given what Gallagher gives to the team and has given in the past, I mean, he's the obvious choice for captain. I mean, this guy stands up for the team. He's very vocal. He's the first one out to speak to the press all the time. He knows how to speak to the press as well. And I think he commands the respect of the room as well. So it's definitely a great choice. I just think based on last year, they were a bit hesitant about maybe going that direction, but it makes sense what you're saying.
I like the fact that he said, like, I think he able to manage the media. He's able to manage everything around because he's been there. You know how this works now. I think he's maybe the best, perfect right now. Like I said, transition. We know Montreal Canadiens for the next 2-3 years are not going nowhere. And the next 2 days, I would say, do not sign anybody right now. Don't try to go Alberto. Don't try to go Dubois. Let at least 24 more months before you do any move and to grain increasing. We're not there yet. But Marco, before we move on.
Yeah. So hey, here's a good opportunity for us to disagree. First one of the night. That's good. Um, I think for Gallagher, so first of all, that's why I like Edmonton because it is a true transition. You know, he might not be there after 2 years. Look, right now there's some discussion around in Toronto should Matthews get the C from Tavares, and we've saw that in the past with Marlowe having to leave the captaincy. It just makes it awkward and a bit weird if the player stays. So that's one thing. And the other part for me for Gallagher, there's no question that he's a warrior on the ice. One thing that I've always noticed in the last couple of years when things are not going well, he's not the most positive guy. Like he's always physically demonstrating frustration on the bench, things like that, right? So to me, I would want somebody who's a little like that's the one thing I liked about Weber. He was very stoic and was a very calm. Gallagher seems like if you're on a roller coaster that's falling down and about to go off the rails, you want the person sitting next to you to be calm, or else you're going to kind of, if they start freaking out, then you're going to get even more nervous, right? So that's, I think, maybe why they haven't thought about Gallagher in the past is he's very well respected. His work ethic is very respected, but he's not able to rein in his emotions at times when things are going bad. And we've seen in the past with the Habs where we go on these epic runs where we lose 20 games in a row, and he'll be at the mic. He's like, I'm so sick of talking about this. And, it's been twice that Gallagher has been around for those runs. So maybe they look at that and wonder if that's something that they want for the captain.
The way you talk about the closest one I can see now is Joel Edmondson.
Yeah.
That's the one without. Question for Roger. With too many winger, how? So I think he wants to know what the Montreal is going to do about this. Yeah, two ways, Roger. You can add. Biron is going to be a long-term injury reserve. One out. They will trade at some point Armia. I still believe Armia does not start the season with the Montreal Canadiens. That's two out. Now, worst case, Roger, Sarkowski maybe not make the team, go back down, or they'll maybe send Peseda out and send back in the Laval, whatever they could lose on the waiver. But that's the only way they can open the door. That's blocked right now, Roger. Like I said in the video, the Raphael Pinard, Harvey Pinard, and Jesse Ilonen. There are no spot at this moment, too many. But there are two open door they can do that direction. I don't know, guys, you can add something there.
I agree. There's going to be that LTR space, but listen, at some point you're going to have to make some spots open for guys like Ilonen and Harvey Pinard and players like that. We want a good team in Laval this year. Laval is going to be very fun to watch this year, even more so than last year. But again, it's a head scratcher why Bergevin signed guys like Armia when we had guys like Ilonen that were ready to take that spot. But here we are. We have all these wingers. They're on not very good deals. We had that. Anybody that hasn't watched that video from a couple nights ago where we went through all the bad deals in the NHL, that was a fun show, frightening show. If you're a GM, don't watch that show. That's a lot of bad memories for a lot of those GMs. But there's some bad contracts when it comes to those wingers. So it's going to be hard to get out of those.
ENORTAP?
Yeah, I just go back to what I said earlier about that proposed trade with Edmonton. I mean, it doesn't have to be that, but something to that effect where they take two of the wingers and probably trade him for a right-handed defenseman somewhere. A team that needs wingers right now. You can think of Calgary, you can think of Edmonton. These are all teams that could use a couple of big bodies. And as much as we don't like Hoffman for a number of reasons this year, in all fairness to him, he isn't on the right kind of team. And he's the kind of guy, he's a power play specialist. If you put him on a team like Edmonton where McDavid feeds him all the time, this guy's going to probably hit 30 goals again or close to it. Defensively, he's brutal, but that's what you get with him, and he doesn't fit our system right now.
Yep. I agree with you about this one over there. I think he's the sniper as a power play, and unfortunately Montreal did not do well about that. So his talent was not show last season because of one. I don't make a big excuse for him. Honestly, we know how he works, but I think if you have a better power play in the way they for me, they don't use him properly to give him a chance to show what he looked like. It's like if you don't put him on the top circle as a flanker
on the right side too.
It does not work. It's like don't put him on top power play. He's not going to be a bumper. He's not going to be on the left side, on the other side. Does not work. So for me, it was really a bad personal execution from the coaches with Mike Hoffman. Every time that will be interesting how they're going to turn around this. We have a news for Bobby today. News from Chicago. Patrick Kane is officially on the trading block, and the world is going to Dallas. The final trade is talking right now.
Yeah, I heard that too, that Dallas is kicking tires to see what it would take to get him. I think Dallas still has some issues. They got, I think, 2 people to sign, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Jason Robinson and the goaltender, Jake Huntington.
Ottinger, yeah.
My question is like, what do you give back in return?
Well, that's the thing, and sometimes you want.
They have a lot of prospects.
Yeah. Unless Chicago's willing to take, draft picks, they'd have to probably take a bad contract back with them in order to make that room. So, do you give up a Jamie Benn? But that's
I don't know. I'm sure one of the 2 there, they have a clause.
Tyler Seguin. They probably both have a no trade clause. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I could check. By the way, guys, when I'm looking up like this, I have my cap friendly up here just to look things up. So.
Yeah, both of them are out, so they are empties, no move, both of them.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, but we still will be interested to follow up about this one. Luciano, they are could be another trade for the Habs that will lead them to have their captain. He said Luciano. Thanks, Jerry. Mr. Zenit Gamin. Welcome back, Zenit. Zela. Caroline, welcome back in the house. And we have a deal, new deal. Mr. Real Deal Prim is in the house. LDP is in the house tonight. Don't forget tonight.
Real
Deal. From Winnipeg, Manitoba. Welcome back.
You are awesome.
Khaled and Dan Asham. Welcome back.
Hey, Dan, how's it going?
And from Illinois, we just talk about the Chicago Blackhawks. He heard us. He said, I need to go back in this conversation. Blackhawks fan 97. Welcome back, Nick. Hey.
Nick.
Joshua and Harper. Listen, if your captain is too young, your older player maybe not be very tight. If your captain is too old, a young player maybe not respect him. So whatever thing, just my thought about this, Luciano. You're absolutely right about this one over there. And earlier, you was talking like this, and I was thinking because I was, when you talk, I don't listen to you guys, so I'm watching what's going on in the chat.
It's okay, I'm used to it.
You told me to be honest, so I'm telling I'm honest. Just kidding. But it's usually ENORTAP, but that's a subject for another time.
I know.
Honestly, it's true. When we do the warm-up show, half of what you said, I have no clue. Because I'm taking all the notes and then I have to follow everything, and then I said, "What you said?"
And then he says, "I have an idea." Yeah, I just talked
about
it
again. What you said again? Anyhow, I was thinking about, and Luciano, he can, or Jose, or the other fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Do you believe John Tavares should give the captain to Austin Matthews? Exactly what happened a couple years ago with San Jose when Joe Thornton gave up the captain. And again, I just bring that idea. I did not think about this all day long. It's just we talk about captain, everything like that, and I was just curious, maybe Kelly or someone else, if what you think about this, or it's a no, it should not, and whatever it is. What do you think about this idea?
Go ahead, Marco.
You're asking us? Yeah, it's a very delicate thing. Nobody really understands the dynamic in a room. Again, John Tavares is a pro, so I would be shocked if they did that he wouldn't. He's got his Toronto Toronto Maple Leaf pajamas on at night, having his naps, and always dedicated to being a Leafs fan. So he's going to be a loyal soldier no matter what. But it's going to impact somebody psychologically, right? Like somebody, a proud athlete like that, that's the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Try taking that away from someone and seeing if it doesn't damage their ego in some way. You know, like coach, you're a coach, right? You get it. Like performance is what, 80% mental, more so than physical. So you start toying with people's minds, taking away captaincies. I don't know what the impact of that would be. So it's not something I would do unless you're really kind of knowing that you're going to move on from that player. So it's not something I would recommend doing, especially since we know that Matthews, is he going to sign after 2 years? So I get that that might be another thing where you maybe want to entice him, to sign by offering him the captaincy, but that could backfire in a big way too. You give him the captaincy and then he walks. I wouldn't want to be a member of that PR team if that happens.
I still believe he don't go nowhere.
We'll see. If you need to win a round here, coach.
Yeah.
You're going to see a transformation Toronto this year. I still believe they're going to have a better year this year overall, and they're going to go through the first round this year. The fact they finish first in the Atlantic Division, that will help.
Well, we'll see. I
think they'll win a round.
You look at that East, that hasn't gotten any easier. If anything, the top teams have gotten stronger. And really,
I love
if you
the
look at
fact that
Toronto,
ENORTAP, they pick the good people at the bottom six. Like the Jack Kroc is a good pick over there. Jack Kroc is going to balance better the bottom six over there. Great on defensive zone, good on face-off. He's going to get better on that one compared to MICHEL, where he's good skate, but when he comes to the playoff, he disappears. It's another deer, like Edval.
Yarn Kroc is a good player.
Yeah, I agree with that. But, I mean, they're taking gambles with their goaltending situation. We're saying, okay, if they're healthy, it's an improved situation. But chances are,
I still believe that you said last time, Mr. ENORTAP, Samsonov is going to be the key behind that. It's questionable, right? It's not like it's a gamble, but I love the fact they can pick up Samsonov. Without Samsonov, I'll be agree with you all the way. That would be a disaster.
To me, the biggest issue with Toronto is just depth now, right? So they've got to try. Like again, this is if you follow Leafs media and social media, it's the ongoing saga of do we trade Nylander to make cap room? Like that's the eternal question. It's clear that Dubas values that core four that he has, but it's really hard, Coach. I think you said just on the show yesterday, right? Like I agree with you. Like you want to have diversity in your lineup. You don't want to top load like Edmonton or Toronto. So they're the like picture boys of top loading their lineup. So that's the only thing that scares me about Toronto is the depth. Going into the playoffs. But again, you can be sneaky at the deadline and add a couple nice pieces and be okay. To me, like yesterday, we had our prediction show, which I'm glad I wasn't on video for that one. Thanks for not bringing me on the camera for that one, Coach. Because but I was thinking Florida is actually the team that's going to step back a little bit. Again, because of depth, like their depth took a pretty big, and their defense is looking pretty bad as a result of that.
The defense is the problem there because they needed to address that first and foremost. Instead, they got rid of a couple of the defenders. Well, more than a couple. I think 3, if you include the free agents that they lost.
So left side, left wing, Mr. ENORTAP is so.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to go very. Huberdeau is out now. It's Belcher for San Jose.
Yeah,
Matchman is out. You have to go with Nick Cousin.
Yeah.
And now you have to go with like Lomberg at the 4, like he was last year. Or if not, it's Tierney over there or Colin White. So it's not like he was like the team. He regressed compared a year ago.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, but defensively is what they have to address in my eyes before anything else. I mean, losing Huberdeau, that's of course a big hit, but you're also picking up Tkachuk, which is no slouch. And given the playoffs, I would say it's a plus for Florida between him and Huberdeau, the way he plays.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's the kind of, playoff tested individual, right? But you're right. Like defensively, they have to look at it, and that left side has to be addressed as well.
Yep, that's right. A friend from Louisville, Titom. Salut mon homme, mon Titom de Louisville. I was born in Shawinigan and I grew in Louisville, so it reminds me a lot of story. And French, Titom, bienvenue dans la maison d'Hockey National Show. Très heureux de te voir ce soir. Merci d'être avec nous. Curtis said Gallagher may be the choice. That contract is not going anywhere. I would prefer Edmondson. I don't think Suzuki need this at the moment. That's all the stuff. We all agree with that one over there. Alan Barnes, have a good night. Joseph Laham, Evan Hockey project, Piquet Subban for the 3 years at $3.8 million. It should be a 1 year sign to me.
Is 2 of those years going to be paid by ESPN?
1 year, $1 million max, and I wouldn't, not in Montreal.
I would do more than 1 million for 1 year. But like I said, ESPN should be paying the last 2 years on that deal, because that's what he's going to be doing.
$2 million he would get if I was them. And you're going to laugh at me, but if I'm Vancouver, I take this one.
What about Florida? We're just talking about Florida.
It's because he's a right defenseman. Florida have too many right defensemen. They miss a left defenseman over there. And they have Ekblad, Montour, Kudos. So it would not appropriate to get that one over there. But I believe because Vancouver, they don't have a lot. Like Tyler Myers is a good one over there. But again, for me, $2 million, I think I would take a chance with him about this one.
Yeah.
Mr. John Titor, number 2. Welcome back, Johnny. Glad to see you, my friend.
Hey, John.
Armia has value, yes, because just on the market, he has come value after his performance at the World Championship, Curtis. But would be interesting about this is $3.4 million. That's the problem with him.
What we need to do is we need to have him take a whole bunch of pictures with Lehkonen, with them side by side smiling, so that GMs can associate Armia to Lehkonen and get more value.
Lehkonen dropped the cup today?
He dropped it today? I know he had it at home yesterday.
He was on the van or something, and then I see the guy, but I did not remember who he was. So he dropped the cup. But
we always knew he didn't have the best.
And then he fall like this one, but I don't know if it was Lehkonen or someone else. I saw this today about this. Joseph said that thing Chicago won PK Blackhawks about this. Yeah, that's something you can go there. Look like it's a club now is going to be bring everybody together. Domi is excited to be there because of Luke Richardson. He trusts and he believes on him. We'll see. Jimmy Miller for Thompson and a draft pick.
Why? No. I don't see how that fits. I mean, they need scorers, yes, on the island, but you don't want to get rid of Dobson, especially now that you haven't paired off with Romanov. It defeats the purpose of getting Romanov.
I would be very happy to see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, what's interesting is there's that rumor, because we all know that Lou Lamoriello likes to sign players, but then not announce the signings till late in the summer or even before training camp. So, is Padre already a member of the New York Islanders? If that's the case, then they're not really in the market for center. Hard to say.
They talked today about Kadri possible at 2-3 years max at $7 million or 1.7.
That's a perfect value. That's don't forget he's coming off a career year, right? Look at his average points before this year. I don't know if you want to be paying $10 million for that guy.
Dennis Monsieur again, Ben, I have a few years left. I'll agree with Marco. A lot of respect available for Dallas. But they don't have nothing on the defenseman, Bobby. They have a couple of forward they have as the Dallas Star, Bobby, about this one over there. The problem, it would be the manage, the salary cap. They have only $11 million. That's including the contract of Robinson and the goaltender over there, Bobby. So Will be interesting about this. The city and the fan cannot wait many years to get a playoff team. You trade a player like our former captain, Pacholi, sorry, to Carolina. I think came back to trade a buyout. Use Arizona or Anaheim. How about this one over there? I can understand Jeffrey about the fact that the fans cannot wait, but they have to wait. If you go around the plan, you're going to make a big mistake, Jeffrey. It's the time right now to wait until we don't give away. And those players you talk about, Jeffrey, trade deadline. Drouin, Dadonov, you're going to get Armia out anyway. Jake Allen is another one. You're going to shred about Jeffrey about $12 million at the trade deadline. If you are smart, trade Anderson and drop someone with him as a salary cap with him. Hoffman example. That gave you $9 million out on the salary cap. And then when you drop your $85 million to 66, 67, then now you restart now to rebuild that direction like you mentioned about this, Jeffrey. Until then, there's no work. Whatever we can talk about UF3 and Huberdeau, Dubois, and it's not going to work. You have no money. So, but the only way you can shrek Hoffman or a Gallagher is you give your best value together to make this possible. Otherwise,
and then Hughes has already said that he doesn't want to do that anyways, right? Like he's gonna if he moves Anderson, he wants to maximize value. He's not gonna.
It will not give anything for nothing. He will not give her that one there. So every players, but again, a value of Anderson can bring a secondary players with a salary cap go together, and then he can go that direction over there. Yeah. That's the only thing I can.
And just for Jeffrey too, like listen, like I was mentioning, I've been a Habs fan since since 85, 86, and I've never seen us do a rebuild. Like we're always patching holes, and we just went to a final. So I don't know. I think we got a little spoiled with a nice little kind of run, and now it's time to kind of take our medicine and have a couple of bad years and build it up. I think we're pretty lucky. To have that.
And to add to that, I personally don't think it's as long a wait as maybe some other teams that go through in a rebuild. I know we finished 32nd last year, but we had a ton of injuries that contributed partially to that. We have, it all depends on the drafted players that we got over the last couple of years and how they pan out over the next 2 or 3 years. If they do pan out, Slafkovsky becomes what he's supposed to, and other guys step up like Harris and Gooley and a few others that they got, then we're going to be in a very good position.
The key at the end of the day is all about the draft. And I think Montreal picked up a couple of good drafts for the last 3 years. Whatever we was not rebuilding, but we got a Cooley at 16. We got a Caulfield at 15. That's a 2 great pick. We got Mayu at 31. We got a non-drafted players like Arbor could become a great asset over there. That's a good one. And then everything like this with a 3-4 pick I just mentioned. Now we got a number 1 like Slafkovsky, and we maybe have Lane Hudson so far, and we get possible Joshua Roy or Sean Farrell have another pick over there. So you need to be lucky that way if you want to build a team like Tampa Bay. You cannot go nowhere. And
like find a Palat in the 5th round or something like that. So the time we was not rebuilding, but we was going to hanging there, and we went to the final conference. We could have chance to get 2-3 players could become a good asset for the Montreal Canadiens at long term. So I think we overall, like you said, because I referred this to Mr. ENORTAP, said maybe not take 7 years. I think we can shred 2 years minimum and be respectful. And NHL for me, year number 3. That's what especially
I expect.
Hughes in some occasions is going after young prospects that are almost more proven, like Heineman that we got, Doc at the draft. So that's a way to kind of accelerate your rebuild by not drafting a player, but drafting a really young prospect. So that's a safe way to accelerate it. but still kind of keeping
And
it all in the same window, so that those players are aging along with the rest of your core, right? Like I think it's a smart way to do it.
and he also said that he's not afraid to make a splash in the free agency mark when the time is right. So we can expect that, and that those are little things. Each one of those accelerates the pace a year or two. So that's why I think, in about 2-3 more years, this could be a playoff team.
Absolutely right. And then I would say to you, the next thing is like the key is to finish top last 5 next season. That would be the best thing for the Montreal Canadiens. And the Florida Panthers can pick about 23, 24. That'd be awesome at the same time. But we can pick 5. We talk about Devosky. We talk about Brandon Weiger. Watch him tomorrow, play for Team Canada tomorrow.
Yeah.
This kid is unbelievable.
He's a
so
beauty.
We talk about a great pick again for the Montreal Canadiens, like Connor Gauthier, and remember, like Jirecek. So we did another good boost for Montreal. That we're helping them. And who knows, with the pick Panthers, with the second pick, they have already 2 of them. They can pick up now 16, 15. And the draft is so solid, they can pick up another good top 9 forward if they go that direction, or a right defenseman. But it will be interesting. Talking about prospect, we talk about, went out to prospecting, Mr. Nooner Roger Habs. He's in the house tonight.
Nooner!
Roger.
How's it going, Roger?
Directement de la belle ville de la Tuque. Il est de retour avec nous, the winner of the Hockey National Show NHL Bracket Playoff for 2022.
Ooh.
The winner, Mr. Alexandre Meyer. Il est de retour.
Salut Alexandre, salut.
Welcome.
Luciano, we got you. I apologize, Luciano. We talk a lot, and now we got you. He said, I would like to give Mathieu the captain, because that you need to give him a reason to stay here. He's the guy we're building around. Start wasting time with Tavares, leave for the young players. He would be respected about that one of that. That was my purpose behind that over there, Mr. Luciano. You read my mind again. That's the only thing about this one over there. And maybe Tavares is at the time right now to say, you know what, I don't need this anymore. I have enough right now. I have a family. I have 2 kids. That's enough. I'm focusing right now on my kids. I pick up the money, and that's the only way.
I think he's pretty comfortable in his pajamas there, in his Toronto Maple Leaf pajamas. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been captain on 2 different teams now. And if you think he had a bad season this year and you strip that C off his chest, it's exactly what Marco said. It takes a hit on your ego. He'll probably say all the right things, that it doesn't matter, but his production's going to go down even further down, and you can't trade him at that price.
Maybe he'll go play lacrosse with it, like his uncle, become the best lacrosse player.
Yeah.
If Mathieu is captain, it can help to resign him in 2 years. Christian Duhamel, welcome aboard.
Hey, Chris.
Chris, how's it going?
Chris, the only way they can pick it up, you have 2 ways, Christian. Chris, first of all, you have a rule in NHL, the maximum retaining money is 50%. So we have a carry-on $10 million. Chicago was said, I'm going to keep 50% of the contract, example. And then Dallas was said, I'm going to trade my 2nd round pick to the Arizona. And Arizona are going to pay 25% of Kane. And that's what the AAV dropped for 10.5, Chris, at $2.5 million, example. And that's how Dallas can afford to get Kane. That's happening usually at the trade deadline, but that could happen right there. And Chicago get a 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, and maybe 1 or 2 prospect where Dallas have as forward. That's only we can say that, about this. Anyone here ever been to the Boston bar in British Columbia? John? No. I did not go at that bar. I've been to
I love BC though, but I haven't been in the bar.
Downtown in Vancouver, but not the Boston bar. Everything talk about Boston, I'm scared. I don't want to be around Boston. Stuff like that, John. So for me, if it was the name Boston bar, I go to Hooters to cross the street. I feel better about that one over there. About this one over there. Also, thank you, Ken Dryden. Mr. King of Gamer is in the house. Welcome back, King of the Gamer.
Hey, Jason, how's it going? Justin.
Great questions from King of Gamers yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe Toronto just ran under the worst possible first one of them. Game will see happen. Get rid of Tavares and make Nylander your second man center. It would be more successful as a centerman. I don't think Nylander has been treated fairly by Kiev about this one over there.
Interesting. He was drafted as a center. Like he did play a little bit of center when Tavares was injured or when Matthews was injured.
The problem
I
is
see it.
Yeah, the problem is he's not defensively responsible, at least not as much as Tavares is, and that's why he's on the wing.
Most likely, yeah.
I know point scoring, full focus should be on the back end of the team. So right about this one over there. That's what they should get over there. And again, they have only one goal before the back-to-back years. They are not a bad team. If they can satisfy a couple of things, I think they'll be a good team overall. Can you imagine if Florida has a terrible year and Montreal get a top 15? Best case scenario, we get 5 from the 15 from Florida.
That would be very nice.
So the way you talk, they don't make the playoff. Ooh.
I think they'll regress though. Like I definitely have my money on regression. I think they'll be fighting with Ottawa for that final playoff spot. I think that's how low they're going to be right there for that final playoff spot. So if they like with the team they have now, without any changes, like if we went into what they have right now, I don't like it.
Here's the good news. Like last year, and the Atlantic, Montreal, Detroit, Ottawa, Buffalo was not good, right? Yeah. And then you have the Boston, the Florida, the Toronto, and Tampa Bay can dominate all the 4 at the bottom. Now, if you are Florida, if you are Tampa Bay, and if you are Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Florida, here we go. You're going to compete with better team because now Ottawa is better, Detroit is better, Buffalo is better. So the gap now is not going to be an easy game or an easy victory. So I believe Florida will never going to repeat 116 point. I believe it will be around 100, 103. Toronto will be number 1 at 105, 108. And then Tampa Bay could jump in over Florida. I take that spot at 103. Now Florida will become 96, 95, 98. Remember, 16 point of the standing is an overtime winning game.
Comeback game, and all the comeback games
right?
too.
So that's chance completely of that. So I'm not sure how many are they going to go, but if I see them right now play second round, first round again, Tampa Bay, I'll go with Tampa Bay again. Psychologically, that will be hard for them.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree.
See, if the reason that I'm saying that Toronto will win a round is because I think they'll play Florida in the first round.
Yeah. Luciano, Cole, are you mind what makes a great captain also for ENORTAP and Marco?
Well, for me, it's the whole component of leadership. Has to be a person that is well respected on the team, is very patient, is able to address the media, knows how to talk to the referees in a proper fashion. It can convey the message that the coaches have with the players at times, because that's your only mode of communication at some points, unless you call a timeout. And it's got to be sometimes we make the mistake of giving the captaincy to your best player, and I don't think that that's necessarily the right thing to do. Like, if you think of some of Montreal's best captains over the years, you think of guys like Carbon Gainey, Henri Richard, like these guys, Mike Keane. Yeah, exactly. Like, they weren't the best players, but they were the most respected players and the guys that led by example on the ice and off the ice.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think coach is probably best positioned to answer this more than anyone because he knows what it's like being in a dressing room. But there's so much more to being a captain other than what we just see externally as fans. all the meetings and all that, right? But yeah, you need somebody who, when they do stand up and say something, that they have the credibility to do so. And like I was saying with Pacioretty, right? Like it's tougher when you're the top performer. You have to be a really elite player, because if your performance isn't where it's supposed to be, it becomes really hard, and you're not able to deliver anything else at any other value for the team. Then you start stepping back from those responsibilities because you just don't think you have the right or the credibility to do it, right? So
Yeah.
I like the idea of having a secondary point producer as a captain, like Edmondson and someone like that. Coach, what do you think? Like, better than anyone
Yeah.
what it takes in the dressing room.
Well, you guys, you bring a lot of good point about this one. I would say that first of all, lead by example is the first thing you have to get there. So lead by example is to be a really what it takes to be a professional, and that's sometimes at a young age you don't know yet. Like the Nico Shire, he was the youngest one. You think, yeah, but he really did not know what it takes. So to become a professional, it takes a lot, and then the consistency to stay stable mindset where sometimes you get excited too much and sometimes when it's lower you cannot be too much down at the same time. So consistency, stay always and go always with the great, when I say lead example, a great communicator, communicate very well, right? Take care about the people around you all the time. Show your body language. You cannot show up with a bad day. You have to be positive all the time. You have to lead, for example, show up the first one over there, and then have the chance to educate players, the youngest one, what it takes. They work it sick. After the practice, go on the bike, go to the weight room. And the guy is always to bring some kind of positivity on that. The culture you bring with the captain have to align with the culture of what the team want to bring together. And that's what you need to be sure. So the player have to have his friend asset outside, have to be a good scorer or a good skill-wise, but he need to be sure he's the kind of players where his mindset is really properly great all the time. And I'm talking about, again, it's about balance, right? And if you don't have that kind, the maturity have to be better. So you can be 23 or 30, 29, but everybody's friend. Someone have been to adversity challenge, everything like that, and can controlling emotion, feeling, that help has to be a captain. Like you mentioned a couple of things about Gallagher earlier, right?
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the up and down, right? So you have to be sure you control your emotion on the
yeah,
face to adversity. Bad call, good call, thing go around at home and everything like that. So balance is really one. So I try to go
yeah,
quick about this, but again,
yeah,
for me, it's about
yeah,
lead by example. I will give you an
yeah. Like
example.
leading with
I follow Florida Panthers for 3 years, and I was working at the facility where they practice, and I was teaching in the morning at 7 o'clock. I was done about 8:30. The kid was go back school, and then at 9 o'clock the Panthers show up. Now they not go all the way into practice. They really start about 9:30. The goalies go on the ice 20 minutes, and then the players show up one by one, and then they really start 10, 10, 10. They really start for 2 years. The first one show up at 9 o'clock. It was Yager alone. Half dress up, nothing at the top, like equipment wise, pants, skating. He's doing a skating 20 minutes. But that's the kind of players like that I'm talking about. A guy we go to that extra mile. That's the kind of player you're looking for. The go to delivery more and give more. So if you don't ready to do that, you're going to fail as a captain over there. So that's pretty much what I can tell you about a captain. It's a good question for Luciano. And then those young men, maybe they are not ready to face to those everything I just mentioned. Because when we say, oh, he can talk and for the, but it's more. It's more. Earlier, the balance between the oldest one, the youngest one, right? A hockey guys has always been that way. The guy all together, the 6'7" players 8 together, the 6'7", 8 together. The captain had to adjust himself to regroup all together and activities and team bonding. And it's a lot of things like that you make a thing. I still believe Jacques Demers was one of the best one that were over there. And they have to give credit. Whatsoever I don't like is body language sometimes. But I have to give this credit for John Cooper. John Cooper
Oh yeah.
filled the way to bring all. It's a we. It's all about we. And earlier, I don't know if someone of you was talking about, or Luciano said, when a guy make a lot of money, like the 10, the 9, the 11, if a guy win only $1 million, how can you buy him to carry on that kind of the positivity to say, hey, you be a part of this team, how important it is. So show how you care, show how you love them, what their role is so important at the same level like it is for Kisharov, is good for Maroon and all together. So that's what Cooper I like from him. He carry you. And it's a brain to leadership, to learning as a coach. You become a neat skater, but of course a human being. That's what he said this week is about how you can show the kid we care about him, how we care about them, how we show them how we love them as a human, treat them as a real human being. Like Gallagher said about Martin St. Louis, he said he don't teach the team only, he teach the person to become, try to get better. And those feelings, you don't get this everywhere. So when you learn as a coach to develop those kind of characteristics to become a better coach, you read books and you say, how they did that. But that's how they build this. It's a team building together. They regroup all together and they have a mission with a plan. And not everybody does this. Dallas Egan, you can hate him because he never performed in a shot, but the guy is really good when you watch talking, when he talk. David Quinn is another good one over there. He talked very well. But the hockey trend the last 5-6 years about the coach need to get more about the mindset of the players, the human being is really more involved with that part over there. And that's the best way I can.
Yeah, well, when it comes to it's a good, really good point about coach about leading by example. Like for anyone that didn't know, like right before we came on the air, coach let us, he forced us to do 50 push-ups, right before the show just to make sure that we were ready to go. So, and he was first right doing them, and it's all by example.
Yeah, absolutely right. I did 52 and I thought we stood at 29. He 52. Stopped after that. He got a phone
That's
call.
That's because I was doing my
chops. I have to go at the phone call. So, but
those chops burn a lot of calories. Yeah,
I love his improvement for Mr. ENORTAP. He's getting better. He's going to reach that level over there. So that's my job as the captain, to carry on him to get better every single day about this one over there. Adam Bianco said that. I want to mention this to you. Do you believe at the old time the shift was longer?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like
you see Phil Esposito was there for like 10 minutes sometimes on the ice, like watching those old games.
Lucian said, I'm a Dallas. I will stay away from Ken. He won't work out well for the future.
Their future is now. If Dallas doesn't win, in the next little while, it's going to be hard. I know they have their first line is a very young line with Hintz and Robertson and Pavelski isn't, but the other two are young and they're going to build on that. But I mean, Kane is going to give you probably another, I'd say, good 4 or 5 years.
I agree with you about this one over there, Mr. London Major. Welcome in the house, London. What are your expectations if you're a Ducks fan and the coming season? Will Anaheim be in the mix for a wild card, or would they try to be at the bottom?
Hey, Coach, we've talked about this a couple times. I'm bullish on Anaheim, actually. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but I think you have them in the bottom 5 competing with Montreal, but I have San Jose there more than Anaheim. I think Anaheim is closer than we think. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but they're going to take a step this year, I think.
I see them between 28 to 30.
Wow.
Maybe a little bit higher, but very little. Like I see them taking a step. I thought this year, for half the year, we were looking at LA and we were looking at Anaheim, and thinking,
Yeah.
wow, can both these two teams hold up? And you saw that the team that had the true talent did hold up, and Anaheim just started going down, and it was designated also by the fact that they traded away a lot of players at the trade deadline time. They knew it as well. They have some good pieces. I don't disagree with that, but I don't see them this year.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to
They
make
would
it,
be
but
battle for Seattle.
Yeah.
6-7. So I see them
Well,
more
you have
7.
Seattle, Arizona. You have San Jose that'll be below them, I believe. I think Anaheim's a little bit better than San Jose at this stage.
oh yeah, I think Seattle will finish ahead of both those teams. But yeah, I see Anaheim finishing ahead of San Jose, but maybe a bit below Seattle. But yeah.
Yep. Luciano, this is Islanders one do week. This old school type GM does not work anymore. I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
my sideburns and my facial hair, so
Does not work for sure anymore. Do you think Arizona has made improvement to learn
to their season.
this season? Is just bad. It would expect them last place this season. So good Ontario can be mixed for at the
They're gonna be
bottom again.
battling.
King for
Yeah.
one more year
Yeah.
for sure, maybe 2. About this,
Yeah.
Mr. Rudolph, welcome aboard. And up top, you're looking sexy, like you know. It's all about Rudolph. It's because tonight he went to the makeup session before, so he make his
Yeah,
own
I shaved.
makeup.
I shaved
and,
tonight.
He look better about this one over there. But you know, be careful, Rudolph. Because now he's going thinking now he maybe be a part of the James Bond Vinny 007 movie next year. Kurt says
Here we go.
24-25 season the Canadiens and all the Red Wings of this summer.
Agreed.
I like that.
Agreed. I like that year.
Yeah, I like that. So we talk about signature, you talk about UFA, you talk about the next level, phase number 2. We talk only 2 years. Mr. Angel Stadium, welcome aboard. Angel Stadium, California.
Welcome,
Go
Angel.
Angel, round with Kings. Gilafleur, Aikale, there you go. Anaheim Ducks, do they will still have Rankaslav? It does. The Los Angeles Angels have Shoei and Mike Trout. Rankaslav will be out, Angel, and then. If I can tell you that Mike Trout is on the injury reserve right now, and Shawnee Otani right now beat all the record as a pitcher, as a hitter,
And he's gonna leave.
As when he's off.
Future-
Angel, I heard he's
future
a
Blue Jay.
mascot for the team.
Yeah.
So
future Blue Jay.
here we go.
Let's
Patrick
hope.
and Danger away for the missing playoff. You're absolute about this one over there. Nylander is really fast. I really would not want to trade him. Move him center and put some speed around him. The key behind this, Chris, is I will not trade him. He carries last $7 million. And the guy scores 34 gold per year, or 35 or 30. At $7 million is a cheap bargain right now. And he could score more, honestly, if he was on the top line. He does this as a second winger. So
No.
you have to give credit about this one of them. Look like Ron King take care about the stadium. That's awesome. And some of the Tavares, they should sign a player who has won a few cups. They cut this young, you call it, take it. This is exactly what the Habs should do this year with a young group. About this Luciano. He just hit a homer. Here we go. About that one over there. They talk about baseball, but his game is great. I prefer Taze, but great is great for Luciano. Too bad they could not get both Jose Duarte. Let's get it. Can the Habs trade Patrick to the Knights? How did you all feel initially when the trade happening? Were you upset or did you like the trade from the beginning?
Great question. It's easy to say this now because I guess you could go check my tweets, but I was pretty excited because I knew about a little bit about Suzuki, and I was a little skeptical about Tatar, but I knew that he was better than what he had shown in Vegas. Like he was really great for the Red Wings on those couple years, the last years that Babcock was there. And so I was pretty ecstatic about the trade. I was just happy to see Pacioretty go, to be honest, at that point.
ENORTAP?
Good guy, though.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I was glad to see Pacioretty go as well. I thought, I mean, just look at the return that we got on him, right? Like Suzuki, yes, that's the obvious. Tatar gave us, in the meantime that Suzuki was being developed, he gave us 2 or 3 years of, some exciting hockey here, scoring and playing well. And
he was our top scorer, I think, actually, wasn't
he? Yeah, yeah, the first year, yeah. And then we got Norlinder as the second round draft pick out of that as well. So
no, Romanov.
No, I think it was Norlinder, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was Norlinder.
I mean, yeah, Norlinder.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw her like Norlinder.
Yeah, so it was a great return, and it just wasn't working with Pacioretty here in Montreal. So,
me, I was not upset at all, but I never thought that trade would be that way. I never thought like Suzuki and Tatar, what he gave to Montreal, like I never thought Montreal would win that trade that way. Like it was great to see that for sure.
Yeah. One thing to mention was the trade that almost happened with Los Angeles right before at the trade. I think it was at the draft, right? We were supposed to get Gabriel Velarde, and the only reason that trade didn't happen is because Pacioretty didn't sign his it didn't waive his no trade.
Yeah.
Or else we would now have Gabriel Velarde instead of Nick Suzuki. So we should all be very grateful to Pacioretty.
That's why we gave him more beer to Pacioretty. About it. That was a good concern for Montreal, and sad that to be gone. Absolutely, Alexandre, it could be a good one. I just need guys, how to lead. They don't need a couple of experience would be preferred with it, but you really just need players who can lead. It push the weak players. About this one, we came as a month for the Angel today. Do you think Carey Price is still a top 5 goalie in the league?
If he's healthy, he could return to form. I mean, we look at last year, not last year, but the year before. I mean, if it wasn't for him, we're not in the Stanley Cup Finals.
For me, he's not 100%. Anymore.
I agree. Like, if he's healthy, then he's in the top 5.
But he would not be Philadelphia anymore like he was, so I don't think so. That's the reason I say he's not top 5 anymore. That's the only thing.
In my PlayStation, he's still number 5. PlayStation, he's still number 5.
If he's healthy, he's still
in the
starting goalie for Canada.
When she does a few 300 bench press, I heard. I dropped the price. I remove now 90 pounds to William anymore. I don't put all the 45 anymore. So I go around 215, 225 William still, but I don't do 10 anymore. I go at 6, and then I said, help, help, help. And they helped me to bring back the bar. But no, my old days, William, it's over for the bench press. Still doing well on the arm, but have some gun, but not the bench press now. I don't want to impress all the women in Thailand anymore. So I said, you know what? Just go with the arm, with the shoulder and the arm. That'd be good enough, William. For my age, it's going to be good there. But thanks, William. I remember you used to watch me to do a couple of 300 bench in the past. The NHL will have a trade dealing until 6 p.m. like a baseball with 5 a.m. No game on that night. West Coast game only team will have time to rush 3 p.m. But we could trade only the other conference. Great point, Jeffrey, about this. We're going to talk about this. Luciano bring a lot of great questions, great content. He was talking about the new rules. I think that day, Jeffrey, you nailed it. No game that day. I don't know, 3 o'clock, 4 or 5. I think it would be 3 or 6, whatever it is, right? But I will give them everybody to reset. Don't put game the Monday. Don't put game the Tuesday. Go back on Wednesday. Players can go to other destination, reestablish themselves. They cover, like Chariot took him like 10 days before he go back with the Panthers, I believe. So I think that's a great way, Jeffrey, about that. And the GM, when the team play at home, it's not too bad. But if on the road, that's complicated. And I think that's a great asset. I don't know what you think about this, both of you.
I think ESPN needs to get more eyeballs, right? So Why not make it like a reality game show? Bring all the players that are on the block, put them all. Remember remember there was like remember the All-Star game where they had
Yeah,
the Chera
the
and Datsuk, they had to
selections
draft all the players, and they had Phil Kessel who was there at the
was
end, and all like
last.
we need more stuff like that, right? Like so bring them all to like an island or something and have them all wait for their trades there.
By the way, you talk about this way. I'm
Survivor
sorry,
Island.
not tap. I don't know if you want to, but the NHL draft, that's what they try to do for next year. So they try to have a neutral zone like a Walt Disney, and all the parents going there. The team stay at the location, and they invite the fans and the building to buy tickets and celebrate. So you have the middle of the ice for the staff, everything like that, and the fans around. And that's the next generation. They will try to do that. I think NBA does this or NFL. I don't know which one of the sport, but that's what they try to do about this. And not that, I'm sorry, but it was just follow Marco. Anything you want to add?
No, that's good. No, that's good. I agree. It should be a day when there's no games and everybody's reachable, and even an outdoor venue would be great. So even like a football arena where you can fit in, close to 100,000 people. I'm sure they won't have any problems selling it.
What do you think about a player like Dougie Hamilton? Does not exercise with other players. He does not make him a bad teammate, sir.
Well, Dougie Hamilton, like he's a special bird. Like listen, I like I don't think it's good to like hockey culture is very one size fits all, right? So like look at PK, like he had a unique personality, didn't really fit in the dressing room. So I think our sport needs to be a little bit more open-minded, and not everybody doesn't have to act the same way. That being said, though, like you have to be able to know how to fit in a group and be part of a team. But I don't know. I've heard some things about Dougie Hamilton, but that's the thing with hockey culture, right? Like we need to let people be themselves a little bit more. It's kind of still a good old boys club a little bit. So I'm not sure what is weird about Dougie Hamilton, but hopefully it's not just that he just has different thoughts than other players and can't be himself. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think, with Dougie Hamilton, the biggest complaint was, this guy wasn't so much that social. And that's, he's an introvert. I get that. He'd rather pick up a book than go to a bar and, put a couple down. But, that's no reason to ostracize him. I don't believe it. On the ice, he's always very much involved with the team. He doesn't go out there for his own advancement. He's all for the team. Defensively, he could always improve, but offensively, he's pretty stable. What are you laughing at, Coach?
Because he does not socialize a lot, so that's good news. Because in the shower, you never know what could happen. But that's another story for another time about that. But if you think about this, Rudolph and everybody else, you have 23 players, you have 23 different players. Everybody is unique, everybody is different. That's the coach job to fit everybody together. So, like I was said to you as a coach, I can scream to Marco, he don't really care. That motivates him. But if I scream to ENORTAP, that shut them completely. Because everybody's different, right? So you have, as a coach, you have to know the personality. Me, I was coaching, I want to know what he love in life. He love dog. He love maybe something. And then you need to know his parents. He have how many sisters he has. And you have to know all the stuff. So when you talk about the players, you don't talk about how he is, how's the weather today. Talk about something he's passionate about this. You go to keep his interest. It will show how much you care about the players. So when you know that the sister go to university, she's going to graduate over there, and it's I don't know, his dad don't feel good, whatever it is. So you know who they are. The player will give you more because now you have that trust, you have that confidence about this one over there. So how Doug Hamilton can fit those kind of situations? Don't change Doug Hamilton. fit documentation and the team you want to run, that will give you more as a person, as the players and your team. That's the percentage the coach need to learn to grow and not fit everybody on the same path. It does not work. It will kill me. And that's what I was coaching. For me was a good thing. Give me an average team, and maybe we're not going to win. But if each one of them can become better as a human being and as a hockey player, I did my job. So for me, that's about this part. So each coach can do that, that helping them and not try to transform them, but make them to get better. That's the only thing about this. Because you try to transform them, you're going to lose them completely. Because you know, they feel good. Like, you know, come to practice with smile. How I can make that practice fun? It's not about turn around the cone. They hate to turn around the cone. But let them play 3 versus 3 in the corner. Challenge them. Make a small tournament. The Thursday was all about tournament. It was about the game to compete. And you guys, right now, we start to play card. We still love to compete. We try to win. That's the same thing at the practice. Let them to enjoy each other. They still have a 28 years old at the Montreal Canadiens. They still have the Bantam AAA mentality. They still want to win the game. They still want to have a good time over there. That's how the coach need to adapt. That's what I believe Martin said we can bring on the Montreal Canadiens at that moment. Sorry, I lost my mind right now.
No, that's good. Great
about
stuff.
this trade after the conference, after 3, absolutely right about that, Jeffrey. Do you believe Crosby and Malkin retire together?
Possibly.
I don't know. Crosby's going to want to play for the Habs before he retires. It's his dream to play for the Habs.
Yeah, with TV another time. With evidence possibly weaker goaltender to expect the dominate offense to continue carrying the way? Anybody can answer that
One more time?
Yeah.
One more time?
Do you believe the Avalanche with the goaltender they have now, they're going to carry on this anyway?
Yeah, like that's their model, right? Is they don't spend on goaltending. I think they'll be fine. I don't see a huge downgrade in net from moving on, you know, from Kemper. So I think they'll be okay. Like it's not going to be their downfall. It's just, to me, what's amazing about the Avalanche is how they've been able to keep the gang together, you know, so far. It's like, you know, Kadri's still in the mix there, so that's insane.
All right, Mr. ENORTAP, I have a question for you so we can move on quicker. Do you think that Dadonov would be traded at the trade deadline?
Yeah, strong chances that he will be. I believe so at trade deadline.
Ron King said, "Tata!" You're absolutely right. Belson is in the house. Belson, welcome aboard. Who is the best player in Montreal? Marco.
Who's the best players in Montreal? Well, that's pretty subjective, but overall, I would say Suzuki, most complete.
Perfect. And our top?
I mean, they're all so young right now. It's hard to say, but yeah, I would say Suzuki, perhaps Caulfield as well. I mean, those are your 2 building blocks right there.
Great answer, both of you. Should the NHL be careful letting the salary cap go too high?
No, but they should seriously look at how they structure contracts, because I don't like the patterning I'm seeing over the last few years. You know, you have a lot of these experienced players that are going on teams for just $1 million because most of the contracts are being taken by the upper echelon players, right? So I don't know if you look at it from a year's perspective and you limit, instead of having, 7, 8 years, you limit it to 4 or 5 years only. But something has to be done to address it, I believe.
Great question, Luciano. And I would say to you, the plan got distracted or disrupted by the COVID-19. Otherwise, today we talk about 88 to 90 million already. So some players 3 years ago get a contract like Jimmy Benn or Dallas Seguin example, right? But their perspective at the GM at that moment, they thought today there was maybe 88 million, 88. So that don't kind of prime they have right now, or other GM was at that same situation 2-3 years ago. I agree with you, Luciano. We cannot go far. They have a good plan for that part over there. They want to be sure they pay all the escrow for the players back to them, and then they go to jumping after that. That's the year number 3. They go today. This year's year number 1, year number 2, year number 3, and then after that they open a $5 million. Expect them to be $90 million in 3 years. That's what's happening about this one over there. So that's what we at for the salary cap. Mr. Alexandre Dubois, the Buffalo Sabre, is in the house, ready for the question, Frenchy quiz. Coming soon.
Alexander.
Coach, do you see the Ballon Alberto been in the playoff at the regular season, or been in the playoff the regular season, William?
Hopefully both, man, because it's some of the best hockey, right? So hopefully we get both. Calgary, I don't think everybody seems to kind of write them off at this point, but I think they're going to be right there, like solid D, solid goaltending. They're going to be right in the mix. So I predict healthy Battle of Alberta again this year.
Awesome. Joseph's NHL free agent Survivor Island Retail Show should be absolutely right about this one over there. I think Lamoriello will not participate on that one over there. I'm proud to see Team Bill and Destroy. Luke Lafferson, welcome in the house. Thanks for being with us.
Well,
what do you think about Gary Bettman's reaction behind the sign when Montreal won the draft lottery?
Yeah,
what was his reaction?
You know, he knows he's going to get booed either way, right? So he probably took a deep breath and knew that it was not going to be. It was going to be one of the louder times that he gets booed.
Yeah, it is what it is. The All-Star Weekend has become a huge joke. Run with Kings. It's about family, but as a subject for the time. And Luciano is agree about this. Luke is tired of the Bill and Destroy about this. I'm going to Quebec and stay in a hotel in Mont-Tremblant. I'm going to see Montreal Canadien game. I'm going to get Poutine Mont-Tremblant. Poutine Montreal, la banque. Okay. Félicitations, mon bel. And stop at La Fleur Restaurant. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. KLS, welcome aboard. KLS.
Hey, welcome, Princess.
Condolences for KLS. He lost a member of his family or something like that. So we wish the best for you, Mr. KLS. And Poutine said, I have some Poutine for you, Bell Center. So that'd be good. About this, did you see that new promo video for the Devil? It's really funny. I did not see it, Joseph, about this one there. See, he started to be more socialized, like I said earlier, about this. And we'll come back for the Brandon, Manitoba, the Wheat Kings, Gio 357. Doing well, Mr. Wet King, WHL. And what's that say? It looked like a game run, show run. And welcome back, Mr. 357. Sorry for the next long, but I will be able to sick anymore, so rest in a few minutes probably. Good night. Everyone puts in, be careful, buddy. Calm down with your food. About this All-Star game, Canadian players. Off to pick, will Canada become king and queen on the PGA and LBGA Sunday evening, gentlemen?
I don't know much
not
about
a big
that.
golf guy. I'm not a big golf guy. Like all I know is that I want to join the LIV tournament so I can get paid millions of dollars.
I don't know, Jeffrey. Me, I watch putt, and I don't know what's going on with the LPGA. Still, Jocelyn Bourassa still in the LPGA. I'm not sure about that one. That's the last time I watched the LPGA. Jocelyn Bourassa, she was in the contender for the top best 5 players in the USA. 1973. And since that, I lost the LPGA. You have a woman, a girl, Michelle, whatever she was, never make it. That's another thing about this one over there. Now, look like I have a great conversation between Luciano and Ron. They like each other. I love it. Coach, I'm here for more quiz abuse.
Attaboy, Luke.
And if I hit the likes, Alexandre, what part of Quebec are you from? Coach, how many Canadian teams do you predict will make the playoff next season? That's a great question. We missed this one yesterday, guys, about that one there. Hurry up in our tap. And Marco, let me know about this one over there.
5.
I'm going to go 4. I'll go Toronto, Ottawa, Calgary, Edmonton.
And I added Vancouver.
Three.
That's it. Toronto,
I go with
Edmonton.
4. That's the logic of my situation. But 3, I will not be surprised. I want to see PK Subban sign with the Montreal Canadiens. Jeff Beckett, welcome aboard. And Quebec.
The only reason I would want that, we're talking about having a reality show. That would be a very good reality show to watch. Gallagher and PK in the dressing room together.
Yeah. I think they socialize too much, both of them, but as a subject for the time. One will Marco be a regular cast for our Canadian show, but you need to be here 5 times, King, and then we're testing, and we ask the people, and then after the result, and we approve him, we put a satisfied on his forehead, and then after that, he'll part of the show. King, great question about this. We have a couple of things we have to follow up the rules for the DeLwitt Smith verification, where ENORTAP is vice president of this organization, was on a subject at the time. Out of the big 3, I call McKinnon getting the cup first. Who get his next? Matthews, McDavid, or both of not them?
McDavid.
Neither?
I go with McDavid.
I'll go with
neither. I don't know when, but I go McDavid. Bobby, so watch out, Zuski. That's why I talk properly about Zuski, Bobby. I'm watching all the time. All the time. Who was me for under won the Frenchy quiz? Here we go. COVID, I said if the NHL has a better year or same money this year. COVID, I said if the NHL has a better year or same money this year, the cap could go higher, $1 million more.
Do you guys follow Alan? Alan Walsh has some really strong opinions about the salary cap. Just some good questions.
He's an Asian.
Yeah.
And he make money before he have more money. But that's another subject for another time about him. Coach, you should do a power play marathon show first. Insider fall asleep last. Luciano will go to win. ENORTAP fall asleep at 11:38. So we'll find out about this one there.
So he's got to finish.
RJ, Abby, about a day. After that one over there, we have again those kind of pen people on height.
Jose, where are you?
Yeah, but it's funny. Just give you an idea how this works, guys. I hide them. Jose delete them, right? And me, I have a function I can hide them for the channel. I did it, but they go through this anyway. That's how it is. It's crazy. We did this, King, yesterday about the prediction about the worst contract and the best contract. I think we did this a couple of days ago, King of Gamer, about this one over there. So we apologize. We have to go to the quiz tonight, and we have to shut down. We passed the time, and ENORTAP fall asleep at 11:38. William, so he is the winner of the contest last night. So we want to be sure he's still alert. Have a great big competition tonight with Mr. Marco. So it'll be interesting to follow this. And it's the time for the quiz, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pick it up all my information. I need to get there. And it's time to get there. Mr. Roger, are you ready?
Oh my God!
Here we go. Question number 1. So ENORTAP, are you going to repeat like Danny back to back? Danny have an excuse now. He cannot win tonight. He right now he cannot answer to any question. He's somewhere somehow between the wall. Here we go. How many players score 500 goals in the NHL so far? 40, 45, 50, 55, or 56? Good luck, everybody.
So far.
So far. Okay.
How many?
You know what? We can put this one over there. Yann, de retour à temps. Jeff Skinner, what's contract king possible? RJ, Ron. Jose, Yann. Bobby, Chris, Luciano, William, Vinny, Luke. Thank you, Luke. Here we go. The time is up. Let's go with Mr. ENORTAP.
I'm going to go with B. B, 45.
There we go. Mr. Marco.
Oh my God!
I'm going to go with B as well.
All of you go with B like a boy, 45, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was higher, but you didn't have my answer.
TLS, Real Deal Trim. Congratulations, everybody. If you take the letter B, you win the first question. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good answer. ENORTAP and Marco take the lead already about this. King of Gamer, Mulligan, Mr. Mulligan. Here we go. Question number 2. What is not true about Matt Sundin? Score his 500th goal of his career. He was 35 years old. He scored in overtime. He has a hat trick that night. He was against Kiprasov. Or he was on power play. One of them is not true. Which one it is? Good luck, everybody. RJ, thank you. Look, La Foxen 01, great start. Jose, thank you. Bobby, Luciano, Yann, Chris Duhamel. The time is up. I'm sure I'm going to get so old. It's coming very soon now. William, Joseph, Blackout, Luke, Ron. Here we go, Mr. Marco. You're the first one. RDP, I got it.
Yeah,
Vinny,
I actually saw this highlight recently, so I'm gonna say E.
Here we go. And Mr. ENORTAP. Did you see the highlights?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I know it was a hat trick. It was against Kiprasov. It's either A or E. Was he 35 years old? That I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the tricky part.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with E as well. I think power play. I think it was
Because if he scored in overtime, odds are that it wasn't a power play. That was my thing.
exactly.
So if it was not power play, what it was? A 5 versus 5?
3 versus.
Yeah, it was an
wasn't
overtime.
3 versus 3. Yeah, it was overtime.
I remember it being in overtime. So
The answer is E. You got it?
Okay.
Vinny, ENORTAP, Marco take the lead at 2. Mr. King of Gamer, we have to subtract 0.5 after you answer twice. Unfortunately, that's the rule. And then I want to let you know the goal was unshortened.
Oh, okay.
So that
I didn't know
was
that.
the
Okay.
key behind that one over there. So,
that's awesome.
yep.
That's a great way to do it.
Question number 3. And Luc Lafortune 02. Luc Lafortune 02. All right. How many NHL franchise has a player with 500 goals? Is it 20 teams have 500, 21, 22, 23, or 24? Blackhawk, I joined late. You're not bad, Blackhawk. You're still in the race with 0-2 right now, like Luc, because they have only 2 good answers so far. So, not a problem. I will have another one. I think, Luc, RJ, thank you.
Can I ask a question about this one?
Yep.
They scored all 500 goals with the same team, or they just happened to be on a team?
Yeah, what
and they
happened when he
scored
was with the
500?
team? Yeah, like Lafleur, Montreal, or whatever they are. Whoa, this is go fast right now. The time I answer that question, everybody's getting it over there. There we go. Let me check here about that. RJ, Joseph, Blackhawks, Bobby, Vinny. After that, we have Run with Kings. We have Jan, Jose, Chris Duhamel, William Snyder. I got it. And Mr. ENORTAP. Luc Lafortune, I got it. Luciano, I got it. King of Gamer, I got it. Real Deal, I got it.
I'm going to go with C, 22.
All right, Marco.
Purely yes.
I'm shocked that it's this high. Like these numbers just seem high. So I'm gonna go the opposite of my instinct and go with one of the higher ones and go with D, 23.
23 for Marco.
Oh my God!
But well, we didn't do well on that one. And we got A, 20 team. So at some point, Marco, you was right.
You were right,
it was
Marco.
the lowest
You're
one
on the
over
right
there. But Vinny, guys, take the lead at 3 is the only one. But we have Luciano, Run with Kings, come back with 2 good answers right now. And RJ, Jan Gionnet, guys, got the good one on that one over there.
Nice one.
Question number 4. Which player reached the fattest 500 goal in their career on this list? Selani, Yager, Robitaille, Eiserman, or Gartner? Good luck, everybody. Not a problem, isn't it? We have still more 2 questions to go. Hat trick for me, yes. Look up option 0 and 3. I didn't mention. Blackhawks, yeah, it's over for you. Mark P, thanks so much. Blackhawks, thank you so much. Zenit, I got it. Joseph, I got it. RJ, I got it. RJ, I got it. Bobby, I got it. William, Jan, Vinny, Luc Lafortune, I got it. Bobby is your first answer tonight. Kelly, I got it. Chris, I got it. Ron Wiking, I got it. Jose Duarte, I got it. And Mark, it's your turn. RDP, I got it.
I'm going first?
Yeah. Luciano, I got it.
Okay, so Coach, you told the story about Yager earlier, so maybe you had Yager on the brain. So I'm gonna say B, Yager.
All right, Mr. ENORTAP. Thank you for your answer, Marco. King of Gamer, I got it. A. Do you follow your teammate or not?
Dang. It's a tough one. The fastest.
Like, just try to remember he's running up and down the steps before the game, working on his quads.
Which team he scored a goal, by the way, Yager?
I'm going to go
his 500th goal?
off the table.
The Rangers? The Rangers?
What?
Who?
Are you asking which goal, like which team was he playing for when he scored his 500?
Yeah, Yager. Which team?
Rangers?
No.
Washington?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And I'll tell you answer.
That's weird, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to go E, Gardner.
Gartner. Here we go, guys.
Oh my God!
I didn't do well again for you. Steve Eiserman. Here's that one over there. And ladies and gentlemen, James Bond, 4-4. And automatically is going to win this contest.
Way to go, 007.
And we have Blackhawks, Joseph Laham, Yannick Genet, Bobby, Kelly, Chris Duhamel are the winner of that one over there. So congratulations about that one over there. Question number 5 for the contest 4, just to have a good time. Which season has the most 500 goal players. So one season, you have a multiple players got 500. Which season? 96, 97, 95, 96, 02, 03, 90, 91, 06, 07. Good luck, everybody. Adi Pre Zero, like Luc Lafortune. One Blackhawks, one Bobby. And Yan, you have one so far. Not too bad, Yan. You're getting there. Here we go. Blackhawks, Joseph, thank you. Jose, Zenit, Mark P. Welcome back, Mark. Don't forget, guys, click on the likes when you leave the building. Kelly, William, Bobby, RJ, Yan, Luciano, One with Kings. One with King, I got it. And Mr. ENORTAP.
I think it's fairly recent, so I'm thinking it's either C or E. I'm gonna go with E.
C.
E.
All right. Real deal, Marco.
I have another theory. I think a lot of these scores would have, started in like the 80s, like where it was really high scoring and all that. So I'll say B, 95, 96, because all those 80s guys would be hitting that milestone around that time.
So 96, 95, 96 B for you, Marco, right?
Yeah. It's just I remember lately. I can't remember if it's C or E, but I think we had like
all those 80s guys,
four or five of them.
But whatsoever you remember in ENORTAP, you nail it because the answer is E.
Yeah.
With 2006, 2007, 5 of them got that 500 goal, and 96, 97 is with 02, 03. 3 of them have 500 gold.
Oh, wow.
About this. But believe me, ladies and gentlemen, we have a perfect game at 5-5 for Vinny James 007. Unbelievable performance. It's not happened a lot. Honestly, maybe the first time. Wow.
Way to go, 007.
Wow. This is the wow of the year. Oh, wow. This is pretty good. About that one over
those
there,
are great
Mr.
questions, Coach.
Vinny, about
Whoever's
this. Congratulations.
Whoever's helping with those questions, very good.
Vinny, about this one. Yeah, it was fun tonight, honestly. Mr. Marco, we appreciate your time with us tonight. It was great to see you for the first time. You bring a lot of great assets like we know already. You did well. Mr. ENORTAP, you did like you do all the time, for sure. But we cannot leave the building, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a super chat, $5. The first practice for Mr. Marco to do it. Let's go. Super chat, $5 by Luciano Graziano. Reverse, chop, chop, chop. Luciano, $5. Thank you so much. The one of the night, Luciano Graziano. Welcome. Thank you so much, Luciano. This is the hype of the night. But before we leave, hey, the people are dancing left and right. You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. What a great night, ladies and gentlemen. We're supposed to talk about the Montreal Canadiens. I was set up all the questions, but it looks like we go to another direction. That's the beauty of what we do here at the Hockey National Show. You guys in the chat, you are the one to run the show. It's not us. You are the one to make it fun. We appreciate everybody. But first of all, we have to be grateful, thankful about Mr. Marco Larrabee and Mr. ENORTAP to be with us. Hopefully see you very soon. But we cannot go here, ladies and gentlemen. We have an universe super chat, the 297. Let's do it again one more time before we leave. It's Mr. ENORTAP. Are you ready? Here we go. Super chat number 2. And it's Almeida. 297. River. Chop, chop, chop. chat, Mr. Fires, Mr. Thanks so much, Mr. Alexandre Lamaillard, about this one there. But before we go, we do all the time. Be well, be health. Finally, we not only donate your day, finally, we donate your second app or what?
2020.
2022. Oh, we have another one from King of Gamer. We don't know what it is, gentlemen. Let's do it again. One more time. 99 cents. It doesn't matter. It's all about the support. Rivers, King of Gamer. That's the step. We just hit the hat trick at 3 times tonight, back to back, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome. All of you have an amazing, great night. We love you, people. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Thanks so much. Thank you, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Blackout, Zenith, Bobby, RJ, William, Alexandre, Luciano, Joseph, Luc Lafortune, Kelly. Vinny, congratulations, one weekend, Jose Duarte, RJ Calabro, Yann Gianet, Joseph Laham, Black Cox 97, Bobby Bagadonuts, Chris Duhamel, Mark P. We forget you, we apologize. Until the next time, have an amazing, great night. I start to buy Shockwave.
Super chat.
Thank you, RJ.